There I stood by a mossy pond in a hunting blind, concealed and camouflaged with my dog next to me. It was a cold winter morning, cold enough that I could see my breath. Ice had just begun to form on the pond. As the sun began to peek over the mountains, me and my dog excited and ready for what's coming. As we see the ducks flying overhead, we let out a duck call to bring the ducks in. The ducks begin to come in, my dog watching them, excited and ready. When the ducks come into range, we all stand up and begin to fire. The ducks fall into the water, my dog watching, ready to jump into the icy cold water. With one simple command of Remy, she jumps in and retrieves. I've had a chocolate lab of my own since March of 2020. It has been one of the best things I have had to teach me to gain experiences and to make memories. Training can be challenging, but it is worth it. I know you can do it. Today, I'm beyond thrilled to teach you the steps and the things you need to learn and do to create a good duck hunting dog, to become the best duck hunting dog and companion that you can make them. First things first, having time to spend with your dog is very important. In the first 6 months, the dog learns a ton. They're new to the world and they're learning all that they can. In these first 6 months, it will really set up the time and what the dog will be in the future. You don't need a ton of time. Even 20 minutes a day or whatever time you can spend will help the dog become a good dog and get them on the right road to becoming a good duck hunting dog. In an article from trainmeplease.com by Jose Gomez on October 25th, 2015 states, timing is probably one of the attributes that contributes most to the establishing an efficient venue of communication between human and non-human animals. So there are many different steps, but so now what are some of these steps that we will get into? Teaching fetch is another really important one for the dog to learn. And to do this, you throw an object out and send the dog to retrieve. And you do this over and over till the dog learns to play fetch well. Then this is also a great time in here to introduce your dog to water. Take it to water, get it familiar with it. Then play fetch in the water. Throw the object out there and have the dog retrieve it. Try not to force it. Make the dog feel comfortable and excited about the water. The next step is what really sets hunting dogs apart from other dogs and can be kind of nerve-wracking to introduce. That is guns. Guns can be intimidating when teaching a dog to do it. To do this though, get your dog around loud noises and familiar with them by these different things. In an article by Steve Snell written on September 4th, 2014 on gundogsupply.com, he states, "When I am around my pups, I clap my hands, clang food bowls, open and close truck doors." So this is very important to get the dog around loud noises from a young age. You then, to introduce them to guns, you want to take it and have a friend off in the distance with a gun to fire. You want to throw an object, preferably a duck, out and have your friend fire when the object is thrown and praise the dog and make the dog be comfortable with the gun and make them feel safe. Then work your way in slowly so that the dog can become used to the gunfire. A very important one, and the next step, is discipline. Discipline is one of the most important things in creating a dog. For the reason of the dog could be sitting in a duck blind, in a dog blind, or on a dog stand up to an hour or more waiting for ducks to come in, and not to go till given the code word or the signal word, which would be such as my dog's name is Remy, I say Remy to send her out. In an article by Robert Miller, written in 2000 from ducks.org, he states the most common deficiency in the average hunter's gun dog training program is a lack of emphasis on obedience and steadiness. So it is very important to have your dog familiar with this and be obedient. Next, what you need to do is introduce your dog to the real thing, to know between the real duck and the decoys. To do this, take your dog and play with a real dead duck or a dummy duck, which is a fake duck. It is recommended to put duck scent on there so that the dog can become familiar with the smell of a duck. Now take one of these two items, and throw them into decoys spread out on the ground or in water as they would be out hunting, so that the dog can become familiar and to find them and to tell which is which between the different items. Now, what you need to do is take your dog hunting. You need to make your dog familiar with the process of hunting and what it needs to do. Then continue on this training. Refresh the dog. Help the dog be very familiar with it so it doesn't forget and it can continue to improve. In closing, these are the steps to create a well-performing duck hunting dog. Imagine how you will feel coming home from a great day of hunting with success and your dog performing well as you would hope, because you took the time and the steps to continue to work with your dog and make the dog the best it can be.